How you doing, YouTube? It's Will from Will Development. This is my 371st weekly update. Really, it should be my 372nd, but the astute viewer will notice that I did not actually upload anything last week. I had every intention to. As people may recall, last week I was out of state, up north. And didn't bring any of my stuff with me just because bringing it's just too much of a pain. So my plan was to shoot a video just on my phone real quick Friday night. Needless to say, that didn't happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cram both weeks into this video and still try to keep it under about 8 minutes. So let's see what I can do. So starting with last week, squats were amazing last week. Just like the week before, everything felt really good. And then pressing went really well also. I'm to the point now in my programming with my pressing that I'm actually going slightly off program. Basically, I'm supposed to be doing like 85% or something like that, but the 85% is just too light. So I'm going beyond what I'm supposed to. But it's working out so far, so I'm not really concerned with it. I'm just going to ride the train and see where it takes me. So far, it's been going very well. Last week was no different. So Wednesday, I was off, but I knew Thursday I was getting on the plane, so I just took that off as well. And Friday, I went to train at a friend of mine's house. He actually used to live down here in Florida, and we never got to train together. He got some stones off me. And we never got to train together, and when I saw he was moving to Michigan, which is where I went, I was like, yeah, cool, man, like, whenever I'm up there, we should get together and train. He was about 2 hours away, so I got up at, like 6:30, like I normally do, and then headed over there, I'm going to say around 8, because he was like, yeah, is 10 good? And I was like, yeah, 10's fine. Got there at 10, and I put together Thursday and Friday, so I did my squat and deadlift day that day, which was a moderate day. It wasn't too crazy, but I did manage a couple PRs. I did a double overhand with 215 deadlift, 415 double overhand, and then I also did a 425 double overhand, which I actually have not posted on Instagram yet. Gonna see what I can do next week. Next week is a max out day on deadlift, so we'll see. We'll see what I can manage to pull, and we'll see how good the hands are too. I would 425 was somewhere near my limit for sure. I'm thinking my true limit is somewhere around 435. At least right now. I'm still training. I'm still getting my hands stronger. So you never know, right? And then pressing went great too on Friday. Got back in town Monday, actually, and did actually go to the gym. I was off work, but I did go to the gym on Monday. And squats felt terrible, honestly. Everything just felt rough and heavy, and it just didn't feel like it should have felt. But I kind of expected that after the trip, and all the kind of just lack of movement I knew would leave me in a way that was just not conducive to a good training session. But it's okay. It was kind of a deload sort of day anyway, so it worked out. Tuesday went well. Wednesday off, obviously pouring stones. Thursday, yesterday, that went a little bit better in terms of squats. They felt a little bit nicer on me. It was my low bar day. And things felt better, and then my deadlifts went off really well. It was a deload, 6 sets of 3 every minute on the minute with like 320, and I did a double overhand for every single rep. So, like I said, I'm still trying to train that grip, still trying to get it, stronger and stronger, make that limit of my double overhand even higher and higher. So, and tonight went really well with pressing. It was supposed to be an RPE for a push press day, and the RPE was supposed to be 9, and I had it in my head that I wanted to do 190 for 2, which I have done 190 for 2 before, but that was like limit. That was the most I was going to be able to do that day. And I said, I want this 190 to feel like I could have done one more if I had to. And sure enough, when I did it, the 190 felt like I probably had one more in the tank, possibly two. Neither one was much of a grinder, especially the first rep. It felt pretty heavy actually in my hands, but it didn't slow me down really, which is just what I would hope for. And when I went for the second one, I mean, I just got it like here, and then I just, the lockout wasn't so bad. So, like I said, not so long ago, hitting 190 once a month was exciting. Now I've hit 190 for 2 reps twice within 30 days. So the pressing's getting better, for sure. It needs to continue to get better, but it's finally getting to the level where it's a little more acceptable, I think. And hopefully I can just keep riding that train, being intelligent with my training, and hopefully it'll just keep getting better. We'll see, right? In terms of today, yeah, that was it for today. Yeah, so I apologize for missing last week. I had the idea maybe I should make this 372 and just pretend like 371 was a wash, but honestly, I just keep the continuity going, and I'll just call it 371. And that's fine. Yearly update, as well as the Scorcher footage, is still on the way. I promise, it is coming. I have one more weekend of, oh my god, craziness to get through in terms of work. And when I say work, I mean the stone business. Once that's done, which will be this weekend, then I will have time to handle this hobby of mine. And I will cut a new intro, do the yearly update, and finally get the Scorcher footage out there. Part of the hang-ups with the Scorcher was the stone run. I don't know what's wrong with the footage. For some reason it's corrupted. I may try to do something janky where I literally just record it on here playing on my laptop and then upload it again just so I have the footage, because I'm very proud of that run. I'm very proud I was able to do that. It wasn't so long ago getting 275 in my lap was the victory, and then there was nothing I could do with it, and now I had 275 in the lap, and I was actually able to load it to a hip height platform, which is very exciting. I mean, I one motioned a 200. I could have one motioned the 220, but the ref had told me to calm down a little bit because I was a little too excited throwing it. I almost killed the spotter. I didn't mean to do it. It was just, I was trying to go. My plan was go fast, go fast, go fast, because just 275 is going to kill you, and the other guy is going to be fine on all of them. So I was like, all right, just try to speed through it, just slow down, and I was like, all right. If that happened now, in hindsight, right, it's always 20/20, but if it happened now, I would say, like, I would have done the throw, and then I would have just one motion the 220 as well, but a lot slower, a little more controlled for them. And then I don't know if I could have one motion the 250, but there's a chance I could have. It really wasn't that bad. The 275 was definitely like right at my max, though, for sure, no question, especially with the size of it. And it was one of my stones, so that was very exciting. Completing a lift on one of my stones in a competition was super cool. But that's stories for the actual video, which, like I said, will be coming out. So I thank everybody for the patience, and I guess the lesson for this week is the ride I have been on, especially with pressing, but in training in general, it's been very up and down, and I've had very much so an upswing with my pressing lately. And I'm trying to continue riding that wave, but I know in the back of my head there is a point where it will taper off, and I'll just have to sort of dig deep and force, change again, and I'm okay with that. So you're going to have to be okay with that if you want to get into training, especially if you want to get to a level where you're competing and you are actually competitive. So keep that in mind, and if you don't, then what's your excuse?